Hello and welcome to There's a Beautiful Me. I'm Crystal Davis. This is an inspirational talk show geared towards encouraging and uplifting young women spiritually, mentally, and physically. Today's verses from Proverbs 31 are 24 and 25. Verse 24 reads, "She makes linen garments and sells them, and supplies the merchants with sashes." Verse 25, "Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she smiles at the future." The first thing that came to mind when reading this verse was how the woman is so versatile and handles herself first. No one does anything for her. She takes on her own responsibilities, handles her own, and shows her strength in her task and takes ownership in what she does. In this case, she is like her own independent businesswoman. Taking her gift and using it to supply and provide for herself, there are many ways to relate to this scripture. For instance, you can Google online businesswomen and you can see that many women, from designers to makeup artists to motivational speakers and even preachers, they know their task and what they have to do and go after it. And then they offer that to anyone that wants their services, supplying for themselves. My perspective is I love to edit videos and do videography for any occasion. That is my task. That is what service I know is mine and not anyone else. Ask yourself, what do you do to where you can supply for yourself and take ownership of? What is your gift to share? The verse even goes on to say, "And she smiles at her future." Why is God saying this? Because we know that we are setting the foundation and sowing a good seed. There is no need to worry or wonder what will happen to me. We know that God is taking care of us and is supplying our every need. We can go on and be independent in our work and what we do. Even if you don't open your own business or have a task you feel that you can provide for yourself, it's okay. There are other ways you can help others and be a success. There's volunteering your time and making commitment that you are going to stick with, and then just showing your inner strength. Do it. Go for it. There are no limits, and I promise when you do, you'll be smiling too. Hello and welcome back to There's a Beautiful Me. I'm Crystal Davis. Today we are going to be discussing how to become that virtuous woman. I know a lot of us try and go along this path, but then at times, you get sidetracked. But there's always a way to look and to go into your word and to do your research on how to become that virtuous woman, which is Proverbs 31, the base of this show. In the studio right now with me, I have Miss Aziza Allen. She is a blogger herself on being a virtuous woman, and her blog is called Crown Me Queen. But a little bit about Aziza: she is from Oakland, California, so all you California, Cali people out there, she is originally from there. She was raised in a single household, and then at the age of 10, they came down to Houston, where they are now, and she graduated from high school, and now she is at Ohio State University pursuing industrial engineering and minoring in political science and Spanish. So the whole purpose behind her doing this blog is she felt like it was a really needed at this point in time, the community and everything that's going on right now. It's a lot of people that are kind of lost, and then, you just want to kind of find your way. So right now, I have with me Miss Aziza. So welcome, Aziza, here to the show.
Thank you.
So how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Happy to be here.
Oh, good. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, of course. So real quick, I know we kind of gave a little spill about you and about your blog, Crown Me Queen. Just to start off, can you tell us what urged you to really just take this on and want to go into, I'm going to do this blog?
Well, when I was in school, my first year was really tough for me, and I took to a point where I was really by myself, and while being by myself, I just connected with God, and I was going through a really, really tough time, and I don't share things like that, and I know there's a lot of women that are strong in that nature that don't want to share what they're going through, so I felt that it was important to put it out there, to tell those women, you're not alone. We're all going through these struggles. So that's pretty much where my blog birthed from, because I was sad because I was alone. And I wanted to let all the other women on this path to righteousness, to being this virtuous woman, I just wanted them to know that they're not alone.
Right, and that's beautiful. So the challenge as far as, putting it together, like your topics and discussions, how do those come about? Like, what inside you says, okay, this is what I want to talk about today. This is what I want to blog about.
The topics are probably the easiest thing out of everything. They just came to me, like, if I was talking to my friends and in my head something clicked, like, oh, see,
right.
This happens all the time.
Yes.
Somebody needs to talk about it,
Yes.
like, this happens on Instagram, or this happens on Twitter, or this happens when we go out. That was probably the easiest thing. They just came so naturally. And I also saw it in myself, things that clicked in myself, like, I shouldn't be doing this, Like,
right.
when the Holy Spirit is knocking on your heart, this is something that needs to be fixed. So if I knew it was wrong in me, I figured, and I kind of hoped it was something wrong with other people too, and so that's where most of the topics came from.
Right, and now the blog, because I've looked on it and I've read everything, literally. And so what she has is different topics. She has being in the church, she has dealing with relationships, social media, and then the one that really stood out to me was Love Thy Hater. That blog right there, like, she went straight into it and was like, look, this is what is going on. You try to go on this path, but then it's always people trying to shoot you down. And so the challenge, and it's like for me, myself as well, because being on this path, it's always going to be struggles. We're always going to go through things. And then especially it's like you have God speaking to you, want to speak out, and then, people just want to pick up on those little things. And it's just like, okay, I'm not perfect.
Right.
It's like I'm trying, I'm growing.
So,
what, like, with that blog yourself, like, personally, if you don't mind sharing, what, inspires you to do that specifically?
That was my favorite blog to write. That was my favorite, hands down. In school, I just faced a lot of ridicule, period, just like any woman growing up does. And I felt like if I ever wanted to let my Jesus light shine, it was always like, well, remember when you talked to her like that? Remember when we went out last weekend? Remember? And I just wanted to say, like, I just wanted everyone to know, like, you're going to backslide.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to fall short. You are not a perfect human being. You're not Jesus. It's just not going to happen. So I just wanted to warn everyone that was on their journey to righteousness, it's okay that people are going to say stuff. Mm-hmm. It's okay that they bring up your past. But between you and God, it's only between you and God. Mm-hmm. So all the growth that you see and that he sees, it doesn't matter if other people don't see it. Because at the end of the day, you're doing the right thing, building on your relationship with God and other women and just connecting spiritually with people. I feel like you're doing a great job. Mm-hmm. So loving thy hater, that's a big thing. Because honestly, a lot of your friends turn out to be those haters and a lot of people closest to you. And I see why, because they know you so well. Yeah. That they've seen all your sins. They've seen all the times you failed, all the times you fell. So, it's easy for them to say, well, this was crazy. Look, right. Who are you trying to be now? Like, mm-hmm. But just to keep your eyes on the prize.
Right. And it's funny that you bring that up, because then what I've noticed in my life is when you do take on that action, God puts people in your life for a reason, for a season, yes. And then he'll take them out. So growing and just learning, because I know just from experience and then other people, is just us conversing together, is that people always like to nitpick. And then once you get to that point where you're just like, okay, I understand that, I had this happen. Yes. But it's like, I'm taking on this new journey. And then what you start to notice is, like, those people don't come around as often, and they'll just kind of not want to contact you or want to go out, and then it's just like, okay, that's fine, this is probably God saying, let this person go. It's like, 'cause if anything, the negativity is what we really need to stray away from.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it helps us with our focus and our growth. So also, what is some advice, like, for young women, such as ourselves, that you would have to give them, on being a virtuous woman? Like, we know the struggle, but yes. It's just like it's not going away. So what advice do you have for those young girls?
For those young girls, I would just say be true to you and be true to your relationship with Christ. Because at the end of the day, like I said before, it's only you and Him. So, of course, you want to work on being better, doing better, achieving more, but don't mind your detractors and the people that want to pull you back. At the end of the day, it's between two people, and that's you and God. So pay less attention to them. Less of them, more of Him.
Yes.
So.
Well said. Well said. So what are, now, this, I just kind of want to be real.
Okay.
Like right now, we're just going to be real with you all. Aziza, you can just tag along with me. I want us to kind of discuss maybe some flaws that each of us have.
Definitely.
Because it's like they see us in this light and how we are, and, we're trying to be virtuous. But it's just like, internally, it's like, I know, it's like, I have my struggles, and I'm pretty sure you have yours. And for me, one of my struggles as far as, like, being virtuous is just being able to not be judgmental. And that's something that a lot of people have, and you sometimes do it not even knowing it. And just, we shouldn't judge because He judges us in heaven. So it's like, it's written right there. And then, you kind of, even your thoughts are just even sinful. And that's crazy because it's like sometimes you see things and you're like, oh my gosh, like, why are they doing that? Or, why are they looking like that? Why did they post that? And it's like, who am I? Yeah.
Who am
I to say that? And then I had to sit back literally and I pray and I just, as I said, Lord, please forgive me because that is not right. That is not of the spirit that you put in me.
Right. Not my place.
Right. That is not my place. Only you can judge. So I know that's something that I struggle with, and I'm just sharing that with you because, we all go through things. It's like this path is not easy. We're always going to have our struggles, and that's, the point of being virtuous is you want to have that, but, to start off, you kind of have to accept the things that you were at before, and then you can progress. You ask God to help you, and He leads you. He guides you into the path that He wants you to go. So what is something that you would say for yourself?
Well, I totally agree with you. That's probably my number one thing. It just comes a point where, like, we're very proud of what we've done, and I just have a habit of, like, looking at other people like side eye, like, girl, like, should you be doing that? But it's not my place, because where was I a month ago, 2 months ago, 6 months ago doing the same thing?
Yeah.
So who am I? So that would probably be the first thing. But the second thing is I don't give God control, ever. And that is the worst thing in our relationship because I just try to figure things out on my own. If it doesn't work, I scramble to make something work. Or I really push situations that maybe if I prayed about, He would say to let go. And so I think I've lost a lot of opportunities that way. And I've pushed people away with that because I'm very controlling. I never like to feel out of control. That's with my love relationships. With my boyfriend, I am the same, and he has complained. My mother, my friends are like, it doesn't have to all be perfect, Z.
Right.
I'm like, but it does.
Right.
And so,
this is the way I want it.
Yes. So when my goal now is to, like, whenever I come to a tough place or a tough decision, gotta pray about it.
Right.
Gotta pray about it. Gotta let it go for a minute, a night, sleep on it, let Him speak to me. And just try to catch His drift and go where He's pushing me because I have selective hearing with God. I hear the good things and I push away the bad things. So it's just giving Him control and letting Him speak to me through everything. I used to just sit there and be like, God, give me a sign, like make a noise on my window if this is true. And that's not how it works, I just have to let Him speak to me through other people, through my situations, through what I see in the world. And so I got to take my manipulating hands off of things and just let Him rule through me.
And then even when we do pray, like you said, it's, we ask for it and it's like, okay, I want it now. I want the answer now. But, everything happens when He wants it to happen. So it's really accepting it and being patient, one of our virtues. And it's I guess it would say like a self, evaluation of
Yeah.
just realizing, okay, he may not answer it now, but he may answer it next week. He may answer it, in a month, and then, we ask for a lot of things, and then we don't get them, and then we get mad, and it's just like,
And then we get them, and then we don't know what to do with them.
exactly, and then it's so much behind that. But thank you so much for sharing that, because it's just us being real, because we want to make sure that you all know it's like this path, like we're just like everybody else. It's not we're trying to have this show and just be like, oh my gosh, like we're just so perfect. Like, we have all this going on. God's taking care of us, but He is taking care of us, but He's allowing us to help others, especially young women. So we just want you all to know that, we're here, we have our flaws, and we're not ashamed, and we're letting you know about it. So lastly, before we go, can you tell me what is the future for your blog? Where are you planning to eventually end up with this?
I'm waiting until I get back to school to figure that out, because I feel like there I have a good standing with other women, and I feel like, they might want to join me on this journey, and I'd love to, make it bigger than what it is, obviously, for His glory. That's another thing I have to remind myself.
Yes.
Look at all these blog views, but for Him.
Mm-hmm.
I would just love to connect with the women there and make it something big on campus, and just build from there. I feel like it's definitely my intentions are that with this blog, many women can join together and make it something bigger, much bigger than what it is. Yes. Alone, I won't be able to do as much as I can with a whole throng of women behind me.
Right.
So I just can't wait for that, for, other people to reach out just like you did to me and get involved. I don't want to do it by myself. I want all my fellow sisters to just, be right there with me. So that's my plans.
Oh, good. And thank you so much for coming on once again and joining me. And ladies, please go look at Aziza's blog, crownmequeen.weebly.com. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then also, can you just tell them if they want to know, on social media, are you on any social networks? So.
I am on Twitter and Instagram, but if you go to my blog, crownmequeen.weebly, that's weebly.com, I have all my social media right there for you to see. So.
Okay. Well, thank you. And then also, if you are interested in learning more about the show and want to see other episodes, my website has officially launched. So you can check it out at proverbsbeauty.com without the www, just proverbsbeauty.com. It'll show up, and then go to my episodes page and check out Beautiful Me, and you can know a little bit about me as well. And then if you just want to contact me, my email address is proverbsbeauty31@gmail.com. Other episodes are on my YouTube channel at There Is a Beautiful Me, and then episode 6 is also up on my channel as well. So for those that missed it and didn't get a chance to see it, I already have it up for you, so be sure to check it out. And just remember, there is a beautiful me, and you are God's beauty inside and out. Coming up next, I have a special guest artist. His name is Jarell Keys, and he has been singing since the age of 3. He first began in the pews at Windsor Village United Methodist Church, where he is now the youth praise and worship leader at WVUMC. He desires to become an internationally known gospel artist to spread the word and love of God through song. He is a songwriter, singer, and musician, and his ultimate dream is not to become known because of the voice God has given him, but he just wants to be a vessel that is used by God to win souls for Christ. He is in school now at Texas State University in San Marcos and is the main keyboardist for the Texas State Gospel Choir Gospel Expression Association. This year, he plans to release a single and plans to also begin pursuing a career in music. So it is my honor to present to you Jarell Keys.
Listen, I need you to give God your best praise. He's worthy to be praised. He is great and mighty. He deserves everything that you have and everything that you're willing to give. Because God is able, that means I'm willing. And that means I'm going to give him everything that I have. Listen, this is a new song that's getting ready to release on iTunes sometime at the ending of the year. And I want you to go out and purchase it. Come on, let's give gospel music a great round of applause. Let's give it everything that we have by purchasing. Listen. Shout about your joy, shout about your love. God, you're amazing and I give you more. Shout about your peace, your everlasting peace. You have saved me and I'm grateful. Say, come on. Shout about, whoa. Say this, y'all. Say, yes, I'm grateful. Say, yes, I'm grateful. Say, yes, I'm grateful. Lift your voice and say, God, hey, oh God, oh God, God who? Say, I lift my hands, I live my life, say, Lord, I will worship you. God who's alive inside of me. Oh God. Oh God. God who is peace. I live my life. Say, Lord, I will worship you. Say this. Say amazing. Strong tower. Oh God. All power, dominion, you have control. Lift it up, say freedom and healing. You are King Jesus, Lord of hosts. Say, I live. Lord, I will worship you. My praise belongs, 'cause you paid it all. Jesus, my everything. Say it again. Say, I lift my hands. Yeah. Lord, I will worship you. Now listen, I need you to take a 45-second praise break, giving God everything that you have, because our praise really does belong to God. Here's your chance. God is worthy. God is holy. God is mighty. He's everything. He's everything. He's everything. He's everything I need. I need you to worship the King today. We're going to tell God who he is. We're going to extol God. Here we go. Say this, y'all. Say amazing, amazing, amazing. See, you are amazing. Yes, you are amazing. Sing holy. The angels, they cry out, holy, holy, holy Lord. Say this right here. Say mighty, great and mighty. Yes, you are so great. Say mighty, mighty. You are so strong and mighty, Lord. You are mighty. Say yes, yes, yes to your will, yes to your way. Say yes, yes. You are Jehovah Jireh, my provider. Jehovah Nisi, say you are my victory. King of kings, Lord of lords. Jesus, Jesus, Alpha and Omega. You are Jesus, the King of the universe. You are Jesus, God who has power. Jesus, say yes, 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 oh yes, yes. See, you are Jehovah, Jireh, Yahweh, Adonai, everything, everything, yes, mighty. You're so strong and so mighty. You are big. You are everything I need because you're mighty. Listen, lift it up, say, King of kings, Lord of lords, everything I need, everything I have, it comes from you, Jesus. Jesus, 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 the one who died, the one who was buried, the one who rose, Jesus. Now lift it up, come on, give God a praise. He's worthy, he's mighty, he's everything we need, everything we have, it comes from him up above. Oh yes, oh yes. Come on now, give God a praise. Come on, worship the King.